Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, January 1st, 2019. This is Jennifer. Happy New Year, guys. I have so much to tell you today that I am not going to tell you all in one video because it would be a half an hour long, and I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes just to save your sanity and mine. I was gone last week because last Tuesday was Christmas and I was celebrating with my family, and it was a lovely, wonderful day. I have about a million things to share. First, I want to share a little video that I recorded prior to Christmas of some Christmas gifts that I made and gave away. Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the past to talk about some Christmas gifts that I made that I didn't really want to share while I was working on them because there is always the chance that someone who is going to receive the gift was watching my video. So at some point I showed you guys a Christmas ornament that I made, a cookie Christmas ornament that I made from a set that I got at Oma's Place. It's omasplace.com. It's an embroidery design website. So I've been making cookies like crazy. The first one I want to share is one I made just for fun, and he is a little Santa. All of these are made on felt, and they're all made on my Brother PE 770 embroidery machine. It's just an embroidery machine. It doesn't do anything else. It has been just busy stitching away. He's actually a firm little guy because there's a lot of stitching on him. I just loved this little Santa. I've been making some for gifts, and they've got names on them. These two are for my daughter and her boyfriend. Each one has one of their names on them, and they're not identical, but they're very similar. They have different decorations on them. This one is for my son, and it's a little Christmas tree, and it has the year. This one is for my son's roommate, and it also has his name and the year, and I made him a little gingerbread boy. This one is for our very own silly Sarah, and I made her a little mitten because she's always cold. And this one was a little personal indulgence. This one has mine and my husband's name on it with the year on it. The other little project I want to share with you guys is that I have a really special thing I did for my daughter. As you know, she moved out in October, and her room from the age of 8 until the age of 23 was Hogwarts. It had the inspiration for the Project of Doom, which is a mural that I painted for her room that was a bookcase, and it had stars on the ceiling, and she had the fat lady on her door with the Mirror of Erised on the other side, and the whole thing looked like a castle inside. We have been slowly renovating this room to turn it into an office. We're keeping the murals, but the ceiling is going away and the walls are going to be toned down a little so they're not quite so castle-y. I scraped every single glow-in-the-dark star off of her ceiling years and years ago. I glued them all up there after painting the ceiling a sort of a violet blue. I just could not bear to throw these guys away. They still glow in the dark, so I soaked them in water for like soapy water for a couple days, and then I scraped all the glue off the back, and I made a little bag for them to go in. So I made this little bag. It says Wishes and Dreams. It's made out of Stonehenge Christmas fabric. It's got Christmas fabric on the outside and on the inside. I didn't use it because it's Christmas fabric. I used it because I thought it was very pretty and magical looking, and I think this was a gift from Amber. I had a couple of fat quarters that were different Christmassy fabrics, and I think she gave these to me. So this little drawstring bag, which I made just to sort of look like a little magic bag, it has all of her little glow-in-the-dark stars inside, so she can keep them in the bag, or if she needs to, she can use them for something else. But I couldn't bear to let all these go, knowing that all of her childhood wishes and dreams that she made upon her very own stars were part of this. So like I said, a very emotional project for me. Just simple drawstring bag. I cut 9 by 10.5 inch fabric. I rounded the corners on the bottom with a little Corelle plate. I just made a very simple drawstring bag with just a little grosgrain ribbon, and this will be under the tree with love from me to her. Last year I made an epic pile of fleece blankets for Christmas. I gave them to several people who I care about, and these are my patented supersize double-sided fleece blankets. I have 2 sizes I make. One is 6 foot long, so it's width of fabric by 6 foot long, and the other one is width of fabric by 9 foot long. So I did one of each this year because one person is a little bit smaller and one person is a little bit taller. One is for my daughter's boyfriend, and I consulted with her and she loved the fabric I picked out, and I did get get Blizzard fleece from Joann's when it was on really good sale. So this is the one for my daughter's boyfriend. It's double-sided. I serged the edges and I put something coordinating on the back. So this is the back, and then it's like all gaming fabric and technology and stuff. Just like my single-sided fleece blankets that I occasionally do for Linus, I round the corners again, just like I did for the little bag, with a Corelle plate. Super easy to do. I serge all the way around, and then I finish the ends with a little fray block just to make sure that they don't unravel. This one is slightly smaller. This is for my son's roommate. He's about the same height as me, so he's not a huge guy. And this one is 6 feet long and did the same exact thing, except for this one is covered in baby wild cats, which he's a big kitty fan, so I thought that would be fun. And he likes cute things, so I thought that'd be great. And then the back, if you want some more serious side, is a lovely gray plaid. So that's it for Christmassy handmade stuff today. I might have more to share later, and if I do, I will add it in. So all of my recipients really enjoyed their gifts, and I was very delighted to be able to share just the few handmade things that I made this year. I tried not to overtax myself. Most of the people in my life, I make things for them all the time, so it is not such a big deal to get something for Christmas, but I do try to make sure that people in my life get handmade things from me, and if they haven't before, then they get them for Christmas. I received a few crafty gifts, and I wanted to share those with you. The first one is one I'm wearing. I'm going to back up a little. It says, "Crafting keeps me sane," and this was a gift. It's a tea turtle shirt. It was a gift from my son, and my favorite part about this shirt is it was not one, not two, but 3 sizes too big when he gave it to me, and he said it was out of stock in my size, so he bought it anyway because he knew that I could fix it. So I actually have a tutorial called the She Shirt, S-H-E shirt, and that is exactly what I used to fix it, and I had it fixed in like 15 minutes. So it's been a long time since I've done one of these. He gave this to me, and I sized it down using one of my favorite t-shirts, and this is actually the second time I've worn it, and I love it. It's got a little bunny who's all crafty. Another crafty gift I received was this very awesome parrot soot sprite. So if you guys are familiar with like My Neighbor Totoro and some of the other Miyazaki films, soot sprites are a big deal. This little guy was made by our very own Silly Sarah. He came with matching soot sprite earrings. She made a whole army of soot sprites for her friends, and I hope that she shares at least some of that with you guys. Another thing that I got were what I am affectionately thinking of as pool noodles. These are little sleeves to put on your crochet hooks that my friend Linda sent me, and she sent me 6 of these. This is the only one I've added so far. You put a little drop of soap on your crochet hook and you poke it in there, and then it's like an instant handle. So she saw me talking about the crochet hook that Amber gave me that had the little bamboo handle on it, and she sent me these, and it works just the same. And so I've already crocheted a little bit with it, and so far so good. Linda also sent me a whole bunch of embroidery thread, so I'll be adding that to my embroidery thread collection. And if you guys follow me on social media at all, you know that I also bought myself a very crafty Christmas gift. For probably the last 2 years, I was saving for a mid-arm for my my Gracie King frame. I have the frame that's like 12 feet long, and for the last 2.5 years, I've had my Juki straight stitch machine on it, which is about a 9-inch harp, so you only have maybe 6 inches to quilt with once you have it on the machine. And I loved quilting with it. It was great. It quilts beautifully, but again, you're only quilting about that much at a time. And I had been saving and whatnot, and I just was sort of sitting on the money that I had saved for this, and I had already tested it twice. I tested it in 2017 at Quilt Festival, and then Jules and I both tested it with the help of the great Leah Day at Quilt Festival this year. And then I kept mentioning it to my husband, and he was like, and it was on, there was a huge Cyber Monday sale, and he's like, well, how much does it cost? And I said, it costs this much. And he's like, well, how much do you have? And I said, I have this much. He's like, then why haven't you bought it yet? And so I bought it, and it is now in my garage. It's all set up, and because of that, I have been quilting like crazy. These are all Linus blankets that I have quilted, and I will show you more of these as I get the binding on them. They're all trimmed and ready to bind. I've actually got one more that I haven't even trimmed yet. So this is what I've been doing in my craft time over the holidays. TTMT swap signups are closed. If you missed it, message me today because I'm going to try to get information out tomorrow. So please, if you want to participate, you qualify to participate in the 2019 swap, make sure you message me today because today is the last day. I could probably talk to you for 5 or 6 hours about what's going on at Craftsy, maybe longer, but I'm going to go ahead and just put a link here. I've talked about it on So Hooked. They have basically just lit the whole place on fire and burned it to the ground to start over again. And I am no longer on Craftsy, so I want you guys to go read that. If you follow my patterns at all, please go and check out this post. It's not super long, but it gives you all the information you're gonna need. And because I want to end on a really good note, the Star Trek Quilt Along starts on January 16th. It is going to be a row along. It's designed by a whole bunch of really awesome Fandom and Stitches designers. And if you are a Star Trek fan, I hope that you will participate because it's going to be spectacular. That is it for me. You guys have a wonderful week. You have a crafty week. Please post a video because I would love to see your shiny New Year face, and I will see you next week. Bye.